So we get quite a lot of questions around how to make little tweaks to this and how to edit it and make it a bit more user-friendly to your members while going through the process. So all of these settings are within the members and the registration settings. There's different sections across the top, the most important one being the form fields. So within this, it's got all of the questions that are shown on your join form, and they're broken down into sections. So you can see you've got common bond, applicant details. If we go a bit further down, we'll come on to employment details and so on. So what you can do within this, you can move sections around. So for example, you could move the common bond section down to the bottom of the application using the arrows and make the applicant questions a top priority. As well as other things then, you can see here applicant details, and then you've got this alias box here, which has been changed to personal details, meaning you can change how that text looks to the members. So now that says personal details, that's how it'll read on your join form. So anything can be tweaked to make it easier for your members to understand. In terms of your questions, so again, you could maybe ask for date of birth higher up the list, and then take their name second to work out if it's going to be a junior or an adult member straight away. And you can change the way that shows. The width, this is the width that it shows on the page. So if you look at your join form, you can use the width to make it look a bit tidier. So for example, you could have 3 questions on a line, 2 questions on a line, and tidy that up a little bit. The type of question then, some of these are set. So date of birth is set as a date picker. Title, forename, surname. You've got title as a select, and forename and surname or text boxes. With these, you can turn a question on by making it active. And if you make it required, then that means they've got to fill in that question as well. So there's like a double bulk on that. If we go down, I'll find some other examples. So the question here, how did you hear about us? You can see there what you can do with the type of question is you can edit that. So you can either make that a select question and edit what shows in the drop down, or you can use a text question and they can free type. I always push people to use a select there because that allows you to create groups based on what the members selected. Whereas if you use the type, then good luck finding someone who types the same thing twice, is all I'm going to say. So what you've got here then is another example of how you can use that alias to change the question. So I'm related to a member of staff. In this case, it's been changed. Are you related to a member of staff? If yes, please enter the member number below. And then you've got applicant custom questions at the bottom. So that's just a couple of spare spaces for you to ask whatever question you want within there. In this box here, underneath common bond, what you can see is you need to live here to apply. That's a little bit of text that shows under the heading. So maybe just to explain to the members why you're asking those questions. A good one for that is around beneficiaries. So they can, under beneficiaries, you might say beneficiaries as your next of kin. Here's what a beneficiary will be able to do in regards to your account. It's a common one that causes confusion. For those of you with payroll partners, employment details can be collected. We can also add companies into here. So on the drop down, you could add in people like your county council, housing association groups and things onto there as well. And then there can also be an other box, meaning that if they're not one of the payroll employers, they can still input their employment details at that point. Other than that then, you go on to the marks and preferences. Again, you can change the wording for those. Which ones do you want to show? So in most cases now, people are only asking for email and SMS. They're not given the option of post anymore. Some of you still do. Loan application. So would you like to let the member apply for a loan once they've finished the member registration? If you turn that on, it's going to combine the journeys, meaning that there's probably less dropouts of people who apply to become a member and then don't use the account for anything else. It's allowing you to collect all of the details from them at once. Another positive to that is if you decline the loan, you can ask if they still want to become a member rather than having a dormant account to deal with straight away. And then you've got the registration text. The registration text is just another little section at the bottom where you can input any information. For example, if you've got payroll partners and you need to have a disclaimer with tick box there, then you can add that in. So yeah, that's just a bit of free space. As well as that, then we've got the form fields, the common bond. So if you guys need to update your common bond, you can edit it. You can add new sections into the common bond here, and you can also move them around. And then we've got some general settings. So within the general settings then, you can put the member number start range. So this is the number that is automatically allocated to the member when they join. Again, not all of these will be relevant, so don't worry about them all, but you've got the registration page text. Evidence upload. So evidence upload is a bit of a new one. If you are running ID checks through us, then maybe not something you need to worry about as much. But what this can be used for is if you want to collect ID from a member as part of the journey, rather than sending them away and then trying to chase them for it. It can also be used for things such as pay slips to confirm that they are an employer of who they're saying they are. So that allows you to do that within there. If a member doesn't upload evidence and you need evidence, it also gives you an option to chase them for that evidence as such within the registration. Settings to auto accept a member then, another pretty new one. So you can automatically accept a member who passes the ID and V checks. If you do automatically pass them, then it can automatically set a trigger off as well, meaning that you don't really need to be part of that join process anymore. Accept a member where a loan application has been made, and accept member satisfying common bond check if one of the following. So that's just some settings there around how you can speed up and auto accept the members within the journey.